You good? We starting. Okay, I'm the bench warmer sitting here with the professor. Sorry we're late. Just trying to get some things done. We worked out some recording difficulties. So if you happen to be listening in within that 7 o'clock hour, you was hearing some different sounds going on. That was me trying to get some stuff together, make sure things are working right. But we got it now. Again, Forum Sports Talk Radio, forumradionetwork.com. I'm the bench woman sitting in with the professor. How you doing today, sir?
All is well, and we made it.
Yeah, we made it. It was a hectic afternoon. Desiree got flooded in pretty much, so she won't be in today. She's trying to swim out of the jungles of where she stay at. So
yeah.
So we wish her safe boating.
It's supposed to rain all this week.
Yes.
Yes. Going anymore. The only difference is temperature dropping as it is right now.
Exactly. It's supposed to be like 30 degrees, right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow
should be only 40.
And on 40, yeah. So that's gonna be crazy. But we got a lot of things to get into in a short period of time. We're gonna try to get into it pretty quickly. Couple of things I want to just kind of go over. Okay. Ray Caruth is trying to get custody of the son that he didn't want the mama, who he wound up having killed, to have.
Right.
What do you think about that?
Well, I believe this is a situation where we have to, and it may sound crazy, but spiritually it's not.
Forgive
and forget.
Okay.
Ray Caruth did say that he is now a man of God. He gave his life over to Christ a while back while he was in prison.
Many people do that.
He said he's not the same person as he was when he had a nightclub owner to kill or to seek after to kill his baby mama because she refused to have an abortion and had someone to shoot her while he was in the vehicle with someone else blocking her in so she won't go anywhere.
Right.
She turned around and gets shot. She dies a month later, and the child at one point went 70 minutes without oxygen.
Yeah.
Which is why he's in the state that he's in now. And now we have a situation where Ray Caruth is about to be released from prison this October, and he's in a battle with
the grandmother
who is the victim's mother, and he said he wants to be able to take care of his son legally through custody. And it sounds crazy to me. When I first saw the story, I was like, and me and my wife was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Right.
Do you even trust his son, the one that he didn't want on this earth to be breathing based upon a person's decision to not abort the baby, to now be in the arms of a man who is looked at as a killer.
Right.
And for life means something is a bone in my body that says he should not be granted custody of his son based upon what his intent was over 15 years ago.
So let's ask this question here. Okay. That's your stance if you're the grandmother. If you're the grandmother, that's your stance. He does not get custody. Okay. Can you look at it from his perspective?
In terms of?
In terms of saying, yes, I want custody. Can you look at it as to the reasoning why I feel like I should have the right to get custody of my child?
Yes, because he's the only person that knows if he really changed or not. And if he feels in his heart, if he has desires to do what God has ordained him to do, which is to be a rightful parent in the will of God, then I can see his point and why he's telling the public he wants custody of his son. Yeah, I can see that.
You're the judge. What do?
I had to hear both sides. I mean, that's a tough call to make. That's a tough call to make. I can understand the grandmother's side.
Right.
I can understand his side if he
but here's the thing.
If he fully and wholeheartedly gave his life to God and He has turned away from that lifestyle that he had, from the
But
intention that he had to kill this
You
woman.
give the if factor.
That's
See,
the
you
if,
don't- you don't-
because I don't know his
Yeah,
heart
but
like he does.
you don't give the if factor with the grandmother. You don't say, you didn't see what
See, the grandmother is different because
she cared for the child.
no, she cared for the child. She lost her own child.
She lost her
behind
own
him.
child behind him, and in caring for his child,
Right.
and in the state that his child is in, she still cared for him. And now you come out of prison, and I'm supposed to believe, you're a changed man.
It's a hard thing to do.
And the mindset is that everybody gets saved in prison. How many? I'm pretty sure God is just hanging out in prison. I know he's omnipresent, but he just be hanging out in prison, just waiting for folks to come through.
You can say that
everybody gets saved in prison.
You can say that you walking in the will of God, but only you will know if you fully turned away from your old self.
But you're not going to know that. You're not going to know that until old things creep up that you do. See in prison. In prison, you develop new habits. Okay, so and this is my perspective. I could be totally wrong. So if I'm in prison and I have a habit of stealing, then there ain't nothing to steal in prison.
So you said a key word, habit.
Mm-hmm.
This situation here wasn't habitual. It was a situation where he did not want to, and this is my personal opinion, he didn't want to pay child support.
Okay, I get that.
He don't want to have nothing to do with the baby. And when he found out she wasn't born, he got upset. He's like, you know what?
I give you
my
that.
dead body.
But that's what I'm saying. That my point is to go to the point of having her sought out and killed. There's something within you that says, okay, I don't want to.
He didn't want to be responsible.
Okay, but guess what? He still would have been in prison because there's 8 million other daddies in prison that don't want to be responsible. Ain't paying for the baby. But the baby mama's still living. See, there's a whole other different threshold we're talking about. We're not talking about just not wanting to be responsible. You can not want to be responsible and run away from the law all your life. Let me move here, let me move there, let me move there. So it's going to take your time to come get me. You cannot be responsible when to do that. But,
what was his MO of shooting? I think his name was Sharia.
Yeah, but see, he never had an MO unless he did. It just came out. I don't know where that came from.
I think his main objective was when she did not want to abort the baby.
To have her killed.
He started thinking, okay, I'm going to find some kind of way to keep you from having it.
And see...
if she aborted the baby, do you think he would have been in prison?
No, because he wouldn't have had her killed.
I think that was his main objective.
Now, having that being the main objective, and you're the judge. Because you got to go back to the events of what led to that. And with a right mind, can you think in your right mind, wow, okay, now you want custody of the child that you tried to have killed? Not the child that you, not the child that, the baby mom that lost the baby. You're trying to get custody of the child that you tried to have killed. Okay. And then on top of that, go hang out in the back seat of a car. And in the trunk of a car, so nobody will find you. So you commit the crime. Then after you commit the crime, you go try to hide. So you want to hide from the crime you committed. Now you want to get out. 17 years later, 18 years later, saying
that's an act of guilt.
Yeah. 17, 18 years later, saying, okay, now I want custody of my child. Like I said, if I'm the judge, am I giving you custody? I'm probably not.
For those of you. And I can't say the whole world knows who Ray Caruth is and what he did. Let us first set the stone so people
set the stage.
What
are you talking about? Yeah,
and all that stuff. So on November 16, 1999, near Ray Caruth's home in Charlotte, North Carolina, Sharika Adams, that's her name, a real estate agent he had been casually dating, was shot 4 times by Van Brett Watkins Sr., who was a nightclub manager and associate of Ray Caruth. Sharika Adams managed to call 911 after she got shot and said that Ray Caruth had stopped his vehicle in front of hers and that another vehicle drove alongside and its passenger had shot her. Ray Caruth then drove the vehicle Ray Caruth then drove away from the scene
Right.
after he blocked her.
Right.
Sharika Adams was 8 months pregnant with Ray Caruth's child at the time. Soon after her admission, why did my phone go out? Soon after her admission to the hospital, she fell into a coma.
And never came to name.
Doctors delivered the baby through emergency C-section.
Mm-hmm.
Ray Caruth went to the police and posted a $3 million bond, $3 million bail on the condition that if either Sharika Adams or the infant died, he would turn himself in. Sharika Adams died a month later on December 14, 1999. The baby named Chancellor Lee Adams actually survived, but suffered permanent brain damage and cerebral palsy due to being without oxygen for 70 minutes before he was born.
Wait, so he posted a bond on himself, a $3 million bond on himself,
on the condition that
if one of them died,
or the child died. He sure did.
Okay,
Go ahead and comment.
how stupid can you be? and then doesn't it say they found him in the trunk of a car?
So Ray Caruth fled after Sharika Adams' death. That's where you want to get to.
Yeah. So I'm gonna post a $3 million bond, then I'm leaving the town.
He fled after Adams' death when he learned about it. He was captured on December 15th, the day after she died, in West Tennessee, found hiding in the trunk of a car outside a motel in Parker's Crossroads.
Couldn't breathe. I can't breathe.
Also in the trunk was $3,900 in cash, bottles of his own urine, extra clothes, candy bars, and a cell phone. The Panthers waived him on December 16th, signing a morals clause in his contract.
I'm not waiting for that. You don't even have to cite a clause. Just waive them, period.
So at the trial, prosecutors contended that Ray Caruth hired Watkins and others to murder Sharika Adams because of her refusal to abort the unborn child.
Right.
Caruth's lawyer, Adam Torreya, claimed that Ray Caruth had been caught up in a drug deal gone bad. They claimed that on the night of the shooting, after Ray Caruth had refused to fund the drug deal, Watkins shot Adams in a sudden rage when she, quote unquote, flipped him off after he had attempted to ask her about Ray Caruth's whereabouts.
Which was not true.
So Ray Caruth was found guilty of conspiracy to commit murder, shooting into an occupied vehicle, and using an instrument to destroy an unborn child.
Which was the car.
He was sentenced to 18 to 24 years in prison. He was found not guilty of first-degree murder, and so was spared the death penalty.
Mm-hmm.
He is serving the sentence right now at Tyrell Prison, work farm near Columbia, North Carolina, with a projected release date of October 22nd, 2018. Then he sent a letter this year to the grandmother, Sharika Adams' mom, Sandra Adams, through WBTV in Charlotte, North Carolina, and accusing her of lying about him in interviews for years. So the driver of the vehicle used in the murder, Michael Kennedy, for those who want to know what happened to the others, he pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and was sentenced to 11 years and 8 months in prison. Kennedy was released in 2011. The person that shot Sharika, Watkins, pleaded guilty to charges stemming from the shooting and was sentenced to a minimum of 40 years in prison.
He'll be there for a second.
He got a longer sentence than Ray
Right, because
Caruth,
he actually
fired the murder.
But he actually did the murder.
Right.
I mean, because he had every right not to.
Right.
So he actually did it. So yeah, I would see him being sentenced to a longer term.
So that's the story, and now we are hearing stories that he wants custody of the same individual.
But didn't the son actually go back and had a visit with his dad?
Twice.
Yeah, he went back and twice had a visit with his dad.
Twice.
Yeah. So I mean, maybe there's some forgiveness between the son and the father.
What about the grandmother
and that's what we'll see. The other thing that's right here is now the son is what, 17, 18? Is the son mentally capable of to ask his own questions and answer his own questions?
He's born December of 99. No, November '99.
November.
So this is
He'll be
2018. He'll be 19 this year.
19 this year.
Later this year. So he's 18.
Yeah. So now, can he mentally answer and ask his own questions about who I want to go with?
That's a good question because I wouldn't know the answer to that. I'm not sure if he's mentally capable,
right,
competent,
and that's I think that's where it's going to come to is he mentally competent to actually say yes I want to go to my father or no I don't, or does he even call him father? Does he call him Ray?
Man,
you know, so
it's going to go down.
That's going
to get out of prison. It's going down.
That's going to be that's an interesting call there.
Ray Caruth was drafted in 1997 out of Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
This was 5 years before Dante Wesley was drafted.
Yeah.
Wesley was drafted in 2002. Ray Caruth in 97. He only lasted until 99.
And he was actually a decent receiver. He was a pretty good.
I looked
at
his numbers in those 2 years. He put some numbers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He put some good numbers up. He was a good slot receiver.
So, wow. That's
and
all I'm saying.
And your life just gets snipped out like that. You know. Having said that, you know, we talk about that, and then all these. What do you think about all these school shootings? I'm kind of going a little bit off the off
well,
the path a little bit.
You never did give your take on what do you think should happen in Ray Caruth's case. Should he have custody of his son? How do you feel about giving the individual he's asking for that he sought after to ensure that the baby wasn't born?
No, I don't think he should get custody of the son. I think there needs to be a period of let's see him first. Let's watch him.
Supervised visitation, maybe?
Well, you do supervised visitations because that is his son. I would do supervised visitations, but I would want to see who he is outside of prison. You know, I want to see your lifestyle and what do you do? What inroads are you making? You know, to rehab your own stuff outside of prison before I start giving you the child that you want dead anyway, or even at that. I mean, just look at it like this right here. People that get out of prisons and want custody of the kids, they don't necessarily get that anyway. Mm-hmm. You know, so you're asking something that the courts are not gonna, more than likely they're not gonna give you just for the simple fact that you're just not getting out of prison. Now you put all that together that says now not only are you just not getting out of prison, you're just not getting out of prison from killing the baby's mama that you didn't want to have this child born, and you want custody rights of the child that you did not want to have born. That's a whole bunch of other stuff you're gonna heap on there. So if it were me, that would be a no.
Okay.
That would be a no. What's going on, Barbara? How you doing today? That would be a no.
So in light of the shootings that we have been looking at on the news here, and not only shootings, but we've also been hearing news that kids getting caught with guns.
Right. And not only
different high schools around here.
And not only that, you're posting fake stuff or think, hey, I'm going to be the, what do they say? I'm going to be the my profession's going to be a shooter or something like that. You know, kids, understand when you start playing with the law like that, they don't play back. Mm-hmm. This is serious times. Mm-hmm. So when you start getting out there and thinking you're grown, you're gonna get treated like you're grown. Mm-hmm. This is a federal offense once you start putting terrorism on the table. Mm-hmm. It is a federal offense, and they're not saying juvenile. They not you going when you go federal, it's a little bit different than juvenile. There ain't nothing you can just walk away from in 2 days. Mm-hmm. You know, and my thing is this right here. I have two schools of thoughts. Mm-hmm. The first one is like the guy who shot up the 17 people and 17 kids. You know, my school of thought there is the FBI. He's been on FBI radar for a long time. You know, he's been on their radar. They've come out to his house several times. Mm-hmm. You know, my thing is why that could have been stopped a long time ago. Mm-hmm. You know, but it wasn't. That's one school of thought. The second school of thought, actually three now. The second school of thought is, how do you get a gun? As a minor, how do you get a gun?
There's several minors. Right.
How do you get a gun? I saw one post that one guy says, I'm 20 years old, don't have a right license, I just got a gun. How do you get guns?
We don't have strict gun laws.
No, it's not only that you may have strict gun laws, but they're not being enforced.
That's true.
We might have strict gun laws, but they're not being enforced. It seems like the NRA is running us rabbit. The NRA runs our country. You know, that's the second school of thought. And the third school of thought is, what about these parents? I mean, when do we start going back to the parents that are raising these kids to shoot other kids? They're not raising them to do that, but what about going back to the parents that are a part or overseeing these children that are going out shooting other kids? There's got to be something that shows you, all right, something's wrong with my child. Mm-hmm. You know, and if something's wrong with my child, I need to be the first to step up and say, hey, this is a problem here. Yeah. So as a parent, what do you do?
Well, did you hear about the story about the grandparent?
I heard about that.
Who went through her grandson's journal and saw something in the journal that says, I'm prepared for a school shooting.
Yep.
And so she saw that, she turned his butt in.
And that's what you do. That's what you do. When my kids were little, there was no such thing as privacy. I had every right to go through everything they had. And every once in a while I go through. Mm-hmm. I go through and look at it. I had every right because there's no such thing as privacy. Mm-hmm. You keep your door open so I can walk in anytime I want to. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't care what. Here, let me see your book bag so I can rummage through your book bag anytime I want to.
Yeah, you know, there's no telling what you find.
No, when that's I think that's what we're missing here. Mm-hmm. Is as parents, I believe that we think that our children have the same rights as we do. Mm-hmm. Right to privacy. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
You have that right when you get the heck out of my house. As long as you're in my house, you don't have that right to privacy.
Right.
You know, the right to say what you want to say and do what you want to do. No, you don't get that right. Mm-hmm. You know, and as parents, we have to understand that our responsibility is to make sure that child grows up to be a responsible adult. You know, and if we're not doing those things, if we're thinking, well, you know, I'm going to give them freedom of speech or freedom, no, you don't have no freedom of nothing in my house. You know, because what that does is says, okay, now I can close my door, lock and everything. I see these it's so funny. I watch these different shows, and the daughter has the door locked and everything, and the dad is knocking on the door to get in. Well, you can't come in. No, I can't. Or the son, the kid's got the doors open, locked or something like that, and he's not locking the door and everything. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, no, this day and age, this is the time where, as a parent, your responsibility is to stay on that child. Correct. Don't get off, don't let off. Because now you know what's going on. Because if you don't, then you're going to have a lot of other stuff that's going on.
That's right.
You know, you don't let up. I'm sorry, you just can't. And the Bible teaches you. Mm-hmm. You know, I say it differently, but what is that? Spare the rod, whip the child, something like that?
Yeah.
Whip the child, don't spare the rod.
It's found in Proverbs.
Yeah, don't spare the rod, knock his butt out. Mm-hmm. You know, they got to understand, okay, I'm running my household the way I need to run my household. Now, there's a problem. You need to either get the heck out of my household or you're going to conform with what I need you to do.
Right. Right.
You know, so now you alleviate a lot of the, okay, I'm going to go and get me a gun and go shoot somebody. Mm-hmm. So now, because you had seen it all. You know, and if the one kid who shot the 17, if the FBI and he's been investigated so many times, how come the parents not step and say, you know what, y'all might want to take him because he's going to do something. And as many times y'all been out here, and many times, and a lot of this stuff right here is like, I saw one video where this one kid slapped the mom, and I would just sit there and took it. Man, I'd have laid you out.
I saw that.
I would have laid you. It'd have been just no problem at all. And then there's another video where a student spit on a teacher. Disrespectful. I'd have laid him out too. I'm like, we allow our children to be disrespectful to us on a consistent basis, and not just walk off and shrug your shoulders and walk off or roll your eyes. No, they talking to you disrespectful. You know, their conversations are, you know, or totally out of disrespect. Mm-hmm. And as parents, you don't sit back and listen to that and say he's gonna be all right. Because if he does it to you, he's gonna do it to somebody else, or she's gonna do it to somebody else. If they're not respectful to their parents, what makes you think they're gonna respect anybody else outside?
Right.
They're not.
Right.
They're not. Everything starts at home. Mm-hmm. And if you can't nip it in the bud at home, there's going to be some issues once they get out of the home.
Some trouble.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be some trouble.
Mm-hmm. And they're going to have to learn the hard way about respect. Mm-hmm. And I always say it starts at home. You got kids running this wild at this particular time. There's some issues going on at the house.
And it starts with the mom and dad.
It starts with the parents.
Yeah.
It starts with the parents.
Yeah.
So if I'm in law motion, or if I'm in the powers that be, Congress or something like that, one of the things I'm doing is I'm starting placing more responsibility on these parents. You 17 and younger, 18 and younger, and you're still at home with your parents, the responsibility of that child is yours. Mm-hmm. So then if that child goes out and shoots 17, not only is that child going to prison, you might have some problems too. Mm-hmm. Because it's going to force you to be a parent to your child.
You know, I saw a post on Facebook, and I'm going to paraphrase here, where the parent said, quote unquote, stop forcing your children out the house when they turn 18 because they're not ready. What do you think about that comment? As to the reason why we keep having issues is when they turn 18, some parents just force them out like you on your own, not knowing if they're really ready for the world or not. But some parents, like, you're a grown person and you need to learn on your own.
You kick them
but
out.
But not on the other end of that spectrum. That time might not even be ready for the world, but you pushing them out the house because they're 18.
But see, now, I always say age is just a number. Age does not signify your maturity level. Age does not signify if you're ready for that world or if you're not. My thought pattern is right here with the kids. I've always said this right here. Mm-hmm. You have 3 choices. Mm-hmm. When you get out of high school, mm-hmm. you can either go to college. You can go to the Army, Navy, Air Force, or Marines, mm-hmm. or you can get a job. Whichever one you choose. Let's say you choose to go to college. Great. You went to college, that's a good thing. You spend your 4 years in college. Once you get out of college, you got 6 months here at the house. After that, you got to go. Because college should prepare you. And then you have 6 months after that, and within that 6 months, you should be able to be spending, keep your money, get your job, keep your money. So when you get to an apartment where you want to go, you will have money behind you. You have some money, so you say, okay, I got me in a place to stay, and I'm not living check to check. Mm-hmm. That's you. If you decide to go to the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, okay, they're going to equip you with everything you need, and then you got the GI Bill or whatever, and then whatever you decide to do after that choice is still here. That choice is still there. Okay, I'm out of the Army, and most times when you decide to go to the Army, you're going to stay a little bit longer, a second or two, but you got things coming in. They teach you a lot more responsibility. So the Army's a little different. If you decide, I don't want to go to the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, or I don't even want to go to college. Don't want to go to junior college? Okay, that's fine. Get your job 6 months, you got to go.
After 6 months after turning 18?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. Yep. Okay. 6 months, and I'm gonna tell you why. Mm-hmm. Because if you don't place timelines, if you don't put in place segments, then what happens is they wind up becoming latchkey kids. They wind up becoming return home kids. Next thing you know, you got a 45, 35-year-old living with you.
That's true.
Eating up all your food.
We've seen that situation.
Mm-hmm. We're grown men living with still living
with mom,
mm-hmm.
and they almost 40.
Yeah. You ain't got any. And your room just as bad as everybody else's room. You don't take care of nothing. Commode break down. You go. If the commode break down, you go to the hotel. You don't help clean up the commode. So no. I mean, so as far as the whole. Don't kick them out as soon as they turn 18.
Because they're not ready.
Well, that's a as needed basis. That's something you got to watch. But here's the deal: if they're not, Shelley says boomerang kids. We don't need boomerang kids. But like I said, that's an as needed basis. But here's the deal though: if at 18 they choose not to go to college, and they choose not to go to the Army, Air Force, whatever, and they choose to stay home, you would have known that way before they got 18.
Before they even turned 17.
You would have known that. And then as a parent, this is when you start preparing them for that. Okay, here's what's going to happen. If that's what you choose, here's what's going to happen. So let's prepare you to get ready for that. But you would know that way before. You would know the route they're going way before you get to that point. And if you don't know it way before you get to that point, you might want to look at yourself in the mirror and check yourself. Am I being a parent I need to be? Because I don't know what my child is going to do. I don't know where he's going, what they're going to do. So what kind of parent am I if I don't know?
Right.
that means you wasn't in tune with your child.
Right. True.
You know, and because you're not in tune with your child, then whatever happens after that time, and he goes out and do whatever, you better look at yourself and say, you know what, maybe I should have been paying more of attention.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a problem with parenting is we don't take a responsibility for the things that go on when that child is young. Now, once they get to be 21, 22, 24, and all that, after that, it ain't on you no more. There's a certain age where whatever that child does, it ain't got to do with you no more.
You should know by 21, 22.
Yeah, because what happens is influences come in and do their thing. But you've already been that influence up to that point. Once you get to a certain age, it ain't got nothing to do with you no more.
Now, what if the child is 18, just graduated, and said, Dad, I want to get out the house and survive on my own. Whether you think I'm ready for the world or not, just let me go.
Tell me that. To me, that tells me he's ready.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you, and that again depends on the reasoning. Let's say, Dad, I want to get out and do my own thing. I think I'm ready to go. Then if you think you're ready, then you're ready. But if you say, Dad, I want to get out to do it because I'm tired of you. I'm tired of this for her. I'm tired. Mm-hmm. You ain't ready. Mm-hmm. All you want to do is leave a situation. You want to, and guess what? I'll probably let you go anyway. But here's the difference, though.
Yeah.
If you want to leave with that mindset, mm-hmm. don't think about coming back.
Once you go,
because I've taught you as much as I could teach you, and you tired of being taught. Mm-hmm. So once you leave, that's the teaching ends. But if you go out there and say, I think I can make it. Mm-hmm. I think I can make it. We all know there's going to be some hard times. Mm-hmm. Hard times happens to everybody. You can't avoid it. Mm-hmm. Now, were you listening to me when you was younger? Because if you were, then I can come in and give you some advice. Hey, son, this is what I think you need to do. You might want to look at this. You might want to look at that. If you want to listen to me, don't come back home and think, because you ain't going to listen to me then. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So every circumstance is different, but you can't place a blank statement and say, this is what I do. This is what we do. Mm-hmm. That blank statement never works. And that's why parenting is different for everybody. Because I can't parent your kids the way I parent my kids because your kids are different.
Right. They're different in their own way.
Right.
They're set in their own way.
So I have to understand who they are to understand how to parent them.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You same way you can't parent my kids the way you parent your kids because they're different. Mm-hmm. See, every child is different. That's why God created everybody different. So you have to parent each child based off of who they are, mm-hmm. not based off of what Sister Joe did last week.
Sister Joe.
Yeah, well, how great grandma used to make you go out and get the switches. Well, switches don't work these. Well, it probably would work.
Well, I don't know about that.
You might have the switches might work these days. Get you a nice little. You get them threaded up and everything. Yeah. You get hit with one of them switches, boy. But you got to do that early though.
Yeah.
So they get it early. Mm-hmm. All right. Now let's get into some moving right along. I hope did we solve that problem?
Yeah. We solved it.
Okay.
Let's keep it moving.
Did you see? I got to go to the All-Star game. We got to talk sports. This is sports. We did talk sports earlier, but
No, I missed the All-Star game. I saw highlights.
Okay.
I saw plenty of highlights of it.
You see, Dennis Smith Jr. That slam dunk he did.
Yes, I did. I think he had the best dunk
he
of
did.
the night during the.
Too bad that was the only dunk he had.
The 2018 NBA slam dunk competition.
He put it around his back, through his legs, and slammed it in. Right?
No, I ain't never seen no one ever do that.
I used to try that all the time. I used to do it around my back, through my legs, but I could just throw it up.
I still don't see how he did that.
I don't either, but it was nice. It was pretty.
It in slow motion. It was clean.
It was pretty. Okay, so the slam dunk and Larry Nance Jr.
Yeah, he went old school.
I love the little magic trick.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was just on there changing the clothes out. And he dropped down. He had his dad's uniform on.
Yeah.
And he did the same thing his dad did.
Yeah.
So then you go out, who's it? Donald. I forget the other who won the slam dunk competition.
Donald Mitchell.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He went old school with Vince Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had some good dunks.
Yeah, he did.
His array of dunks were better than Dennis Smith Jr., which is why he lost.
Right.
Dennis Smith Jr. had the best dunk of all.
He had best dunk of all, but his array Donald's array was he spread out.
Yeah.
You know, but still, Dennis Smith was third.
Yeah.
He took third place. So that's
yeah,
good.
he was kind of sour about that too.
I mean, well, you know, this is the first time we had a Maverick get that high anyway.
Man, I was proud of the brother. I mean, he was representing the man.
Yeah, the first time we had a Maverick get that high in dunking, period.
He put him,
when was the last time we had a Maverick dunk like that? When was the last time you know that, okay, this Maverick is going to slam on you at all times?
Michael Finley?
No, Michael Finley lost it when he had that knee surgery or something like that. He used to.
I'm talking about proud of that.
I'm proud of that, but you only got like with Michael Finley, you may have had 1 year of seeing him just go to the hole.
Mm-hmm.
With Michael, just 1 year, and that's it. Mm-hmm. Once he had that knee, he came down wrong or something like that, he stopped going to the hole and started learning how to shoot threes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so but aside from, I mean, you can put Michael Finley on the table, but who else you gonna put on the table?
I can't think of anyone else.
I would have thought one of the 3 J's would have done it, especially Jimmy Jackson. I would have thought he would have been one of them. You know,
him or Jamal Mashburn?
No, Mashburn wasn't. Mashburn was an outside shooter.
Yeah,
he was an outside shooter, but there's nobody else. I mean, even when Vince Carter came in, he went the same Vince Carter.
He was with the Mavericks 2 or 3 years, 2 years.
He went the same Vince Carter.
But he still went to that hole.
But not the way Dennis Smith is doing it.
Yeah, Dennis Smith.
Not the way Dennis Smith. Yeah, extremely aggressive. He's hitting the hole like ain't nobody's business. But I thought he did. Thought he did very well.
Yeah, he represented Dallas big time with that dunk. And like I said, I look at that from slow mo. I'm gonna put like he did all that in midair.
In midair, yeah. He was gliding and doing. You could have baked some cookies in midair, and we've been good.
But one thing I did want to say, I want to see someone. My wish for the NBA Slam Dunk contest is I want to see someone representing the legends. Their array of dunks, one for Michael Jordan, one for Dominique Wilkins, and how I set up is before you do the dunk,
show the legend dunk.
You show the legend dunk to everybody on the jumbotron, and then once you see it, then
now you got to do it. So let's do it like this. Let's do a lottery dunk system. Mm-hmm. So let's say, okay, let's take the 3. You got Dennis Smith Jr. You have Larry Nance, and you have Donald Mitchell. So those 3 there, they're your final 3. What they do is they dig into a bag and pull out a legend. Mm. So let's say the legend they pull out is Jordan and the dunk and the actual dunk he did. So they don't know what the dunk is. Mm-hmm. So what they do is they pull out this. Oh, I got to do this dunk right here. So this showed on the screen. This is the dunk you got to do.
That would make the image.
So let's say if one of the dunks they pulled out a Spud Webb and his dunk was dunking over somebody. Mm-hmm. Let's say if you never done that before. Mm. See, these slam dunk competitions, yeah, they practice their dunks before they do them. Now I got to pull out and do a Dominique Wilkins, and the dunk is turning backwards and go from the bottom to the top.
Yep, the windmill.
Yeah, or the windmill. Well, the windmills are easy. I've seen windmills. And what I've noticed though is most of the dunks that win are dunks that does go that when you put it under your leg and then you slam it in.
Yes, I don't see how people.
Most of the dunks I've seen when we go back in the dunk competition that wins. You said I saw a video on some of the top dunks. All the dunks that made 50s. Mm-hmm. All the dunks that had 50s on. Mm-hmm. And they had most of the dunks that were 50s were going under your leg and then putting it in. Mm-hmm. Now one guy, I forget his name, was Charlotte, 00. He came off of the Charlotte mascot under his legs and then slammed it in.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
He did some, and then you had Dwight Howard with the Superman cape on. Yeah.
I remember that when he first came out. He thought it was Superman.
Yeah. But the thing with that though is he dunked on a 12-foot goal. Mm-hmm. Remember that when they rose the goal 12 feet? Mm-hmm. He dunked on a 12-foot goal, and he had Nate Robinson. Nate Robinson did he went throwback and dunked over Spud Webb, which I was like, okay, and then had Spud Webb drop the ball down and dunked over him. But I don't think
that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was cool. Mm-hmm. I don't think anybody can get what Spud did, the way Spud had it done, because he dropped it down and go up. But the way he went up, he was like he's the shortest Got it. Nate Robinson was the shortest, right?
He's 5'4", 5'4".
Okay, okay. The way Spud did it
was 4'11".
No, Spud was 5'8".
5'8"?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, he's my size. He might be a little bit shorter than me.
I thought he was shorter.
No. He's about a little bit shorter, but he looked like he was shorter than you because he's playing with all these tall men. But in the way they did it, he was here at Reunion Arena, and it looked as if the way they kind of did to where it looked like he was climbing the stairs, and then he dunked it in. I mean, and a lot of stuff he did, he'd throw it down and twirl up and then dunked it.
That dude had some hops.
He had some hops, yeah. He had some hops from Wilma Hutchins. Yeah, from Hutch. But he had some hops though, yeah. So Spud Webb was good, but you cannot. I don't care what you do, you cannot beat any of Jordan's dunks. I mean, you got to go back and say, okay, this dude right here.
But can't anyone do them?
See, that's the other thing too. I mean, I'm pretty sure they can, but that's the original.
From the free throw line.
Well, see, that put the tape down too, because he actually put the tape down. So I'm starting from here and I'm going up, you know, or the sideways. Where his head is, where his head is,
boy.
where his head is right there with the goal, yeah, the sideways dunk, or just that one where his logo dunk, you know, dunks like that right there. Just Dominique was that one that was holding water with Jordan.
Yeah, boy, it went toe to toe a couple of times.
Yeah, Dominique, the human highlight machine right there. They was going back and forth. They was doing 50, 50, 50, 50. It was like, but I think Jordan just wins it because of Jordan.
Right.
And his style was so, the way he dunked was so smooth. Yeah, it was so smooth. I think that's why he won, because everything he did, it didn't look like it was forced. It looked like it was just kind of a glide. And I think that's why he won the dunk contest, because his stuff just looked like it was gliding. Everything looked like just, okay.
And did it with such ease.
Such ease, yeah, such ease. It's like, or that one time against, they was playing against the Lakers. And he comes down the field, he comes down the middle of the court, and he goes up, and he looks like he's going to dunk it. And he brings it back down, and he brings it around. I'm like, man, something, you can't do that.
No, you can't. No, you can't do that one.
And oddly enough, though, you didn't see a lot of Kobe dunks. As far as the top ones that made 50, you didn't see a lot of Kobe dunks.
Yeah, he got his own style. I mean,
yeah. His, you didn't see a lot of that. But so you got the dunk competition. So then we move over to the next day, and you go to the All-Star game, which again was, I think it was hacked up. It was 48 to 45.
148, 145.
148, 145. They start playing defense at the end of the game. Third quarter it was 103 to 110. So the interesting part of All-Star Weekend or that day was the national anthem.
Oh my God. Oh.
Fergie, is it Fergie, right?
Yes, Fergie.
Sound like should have been Froggy or something like that. She tore up. I mean, when I say tore up,
what was she doing?
I don't know. So when you say bad meaning bad, not bad meaning bad, but bad meaning good. This bad means bad.
Oh my God.
She tore up that national anthem, and it's so crazy. There's a show. I mean, there's this movie out called Undisputed. Undisputed is with Vin Rames and Wesley Snipes, and it's a movie about Vin Rames was a heavyweight champion of the world, but he had kind of caught up into a scandal or something like that. It was almost like a Mike Tyson type thing. He had to go to prison. Well, in prison, Wesley Snipes was a champ, was undefeated. So they had a boxing circuit in prison. He was undefeated. So Vin Rames goes in and decides he wants to challenge Wesley Snipes. And they're going back and forth. They wind up setting up this big fight, to where they're going to fight in prison. Now, this thing got so big to where they had ring announcers in prison. Well, you know how in prison you come out for the national anthem. Well, they had a group of guys come out for the national anthem, but they did the national anthem like a rap. Oh, so, that's how she sounded. She sounded like them dudes on Undisputed. If you look at Undisputed and watch how they do the national anthem, like, man, and she had the little beat and everything. I'm like, what the heck? And then she tried to sex it up.
Only Marvin Gaye could do that.
Yeah, but she tried it like, ugh. And you see the
It
players.
didn't sound right to me.
It didn't.
No, it didn't.
It didn't. And then you see the players and their whole look.
They were.
What the heck is this?
They were, especially Draymond Green.
And he's like,
He bust out laughing.
I'm like, what is it? I mean, this is what you kneel for. If you gonna kneel for anything, that's what you kneel for. You're not kneeling for the national anthem. You're kneeling because she can't sing that. You know, she didn't come out and apologize, but you should have thought about that before you put it out there.
Right.
That should have been the first thing. You know what? I can't do this.
Right.
You didn't think about that. You know.
Yeah.
And then the whole Kevin Hart thing. Why do we want to trick up basketball so much where we got to bring in a comedian to announce the players?
It looks fake to me.
It is fake.
It looks. I don't know if fake is the word, but it's like
it looks made up. It looks like
it looks made up.
Let me force let's force entertainment on you.
That's not needed to me.
It's not. Introduce the players and keep it moving. If you're gonna do that, use a boy from Detroit who does the and one stuff.
Oh yeah.
I would use him because he has a little bit more flavor and plus he understands the game a lot more. Kevin Hart, heck no.
Just because his name is Kevin Hart.
Yeah, and then he wants to say what's up to everybody. Mm-hmm. He gonna introduce a player. What's up, man? What are you gonna do? Stop and say, hey, what's up? What you gonna have a conversation after you finish introducing them?
Yeah, it looks so artificial.
Yeah, and then the fact that you want to have nicknames for everybody you introduce. I'm like you.
Like they're forcing it too much.
And what's so crazy about it is not only they're forcing it, he's forcing it too. Mm-hmm. Comedy. I mean, if you want to do comedy, you don't have to force every single piece of comedy that you do. He was trying to force that.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And I'm like, he was forcing like it ain't nobody's business. I'm like, golly, that's just crappy. And I'm sorry, the All-Star game.
It was a.
This, you know what?
It just everything looked like it was just.
It was made up, artificial.
Artificial.
Mm-hmm.
That's the word I want to use. Artificial.
Artificial, made up. Let's force comedy. Let's force something in so the people could be entertained.
Yeah, that's what it's all about now.
You know, so we want to entertain. No. I remember when the All-Star game meant something in the '90s, in the '80s. When you made the All-Star, that meant you did something.
But when we start being afraid of getting injured, that's when everything, the landscape changed. Yeah, because we've seen people get injured in the All-Star game when they were really going there, when they was going toe to toe, and when depend on the significance of the injury, which some of them, if it was an ACL tear,
it's done.
It's done, and now you can't come back to the team to shoot for a championship because you played in the game that didn't matter.
That didn't matter, yeah.
And that's when I think the mindset changed on all the players. They took a step back and like, I'm not going to get injured and end up being a detriment to my team because I played in the game. I didn't have to participate.
But that's why I don't like the fact that you have, and all All-Stars, in baseball, basketball, and in hockey, their All-Star is in mid-break. Mm-hmm. It's in the middle of the season. Mm-hmm. And I don't think you should have the All-Star in the middle of the season because of that factor.
You should at the end
I think you have it at the end of the season. But maybe they don't have it at the end of the season because the season's so long.
Baseball's like that.
Because 2 or 3 months later, you're back in the thick of things.
Like hockey's like that.
Hockey's like that.
Football's not like that. They wait to the end of the season before the Super Bowl.
Because football is not that long. Mm-hmm. And even at that, once you know who your Pro Bowls are, if they're in the Super Bowl, they don't play that game. Right. But so it's still almost like the end of the season.
For the fear of injury.
Yeah, but baseball, hockey, and basketball do it in mid-season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You don't think it should be mid-season?
I don't think so, but I don't know what you do though. Mm-hmm. I don't know if maybe you don't do an All-Star. Maybe you take a break and do maybe skill. You know, let's keep the dunk competition. Let's keep skill competition. You know, let's maybe do something. Let's bring some college players in to play the All-Star game, and let's have the captains be, you know, players of so if I'm on the All-Star team and I'm Steph Curry or Kyrie Irving, as Kyrie Irving, I'm gonna go pick me a college player to play my spot, but I'll still be there, but I'll give me a college player to play that spot. Do something like that right there. So now you don't have to worry about injury, but then you know it's going to be a competitive game.
Yeah, all the way through.
Yeah, and that's all we want is competition.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I would do.
I agree with that.
I just thought about that too, so I'll have to write the NBA and see if they can roll with that. Last but not least, we got a couple more minutes into the show. Last but not least, free agency is coming up. NFL free agency is coming up. A couple of names have been thrown out there. DeMarcus Lawrence, do you franchise him, or do you go ahead and try to work out a contract with him?
I think you franchise DeMarcus Lawrence with the agreement that a eventual long-term deal will be made. Right.
But it doesn't have to be made. If you franchise him now, the long-term deal does not have to be made right then and there.
Right.
The long-term deal could be made now. Now here's the deal: if you franchise him and you don't have a deal by the 16th, the next time you can negotiate is next year.
Right.
But there has to be an agreement. Okay, yeah, if we don't get anything done, we'll take care of you. But shoot, he's still gonna make like what 17, 18 million?
17 and a half.
Yeah. So he's still making out pretty good anyway.
Yeah.
What do you do with? There's a lot of cornerbacks, linebacker. Seattle the Seahawks just dropped their linebacker. Just cut one of their linebackers.
The Houston Texans.
Yeah, Texans
cut Brian Cushing.
Yeah.
Today, the Miami Dolphins franchised Jarvis Landry.
Mm-hmm. Well, we knew that was going to happen.
Who had 112 catches this year.
Yeah, we knew that was going to happen. Why would you not?
The Pittsburgh Steelers supposedly are close to giving Le'Veon Bell what he's been asking for the last couple of years.
Hamstring him up.
The Jets are willing to, and this is a legit story, they are willing at all costs to get Kirk Cousins to a point to where they are offering or is willing to pay him $60 million.
Ooh. Or what? 60 million what? Over a term or?
At least guaranteed.
Ooh.
60 million guaranteed. If that's what it takes to get him to the Jets. They are willing to pay him that type of money.
Well,
he is the hottest free agent market out there because you have the Jets, you have the Broncos, the Bills, the Cardinals.
Yep.
He finna get paid.
I would even say Jacksonville.
The Vikings.
Yeah, the Vikings. Well, no. Vikings don't want to touch that. Because not when you still got Case Keenum there.
Unless
you still got
if the Vikings view Kirk Cousins as better than any quarterback they had on the roster,
go get him.
You go get him.
But how do you do that when the quarterback you have on the roster took you to the NFC Championship game?
They may feel like he has reached his potential and feel like Kirk Cousins has more potential.
I don't know.
Than Case Keenum.
His potential to get you to the NFC Championship game? That's pretty good potential.
Yeah, that's real.
That's damn good potential. And Kirk Cousins never gotten there before.
That's true.
I don't even think he's ever won a playoff game.
To be honest with you, I think they should keep
Case
Keenum and Bridgewater and they go Bradford.
That's what I said, yeah. Because Bradford is already long in the twos anyway.
Well, I think there's one team that gives Cousins a chance to really advance in the playoffs. It's the Broncos.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's what I'm looking at, though. E.J. Manuel's getting ready to leave.
The Broncos?
Yeah. Not E.J. Manuel. But yeah, Emmanuel
Sanders.
Yeah, Emmanuel Sanders is getting ready to leave the Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
So there's your 1-2 threat. Demaryius Thomas is not as good as he was.
Well, he had some solid quarterbacks.
He did. But see, here's the other. And the Broncos are not the team they were when Peyton Manning had them. We got to stop thinking that they're the same team. They're not the same team.
If you get a good quarterback that can get the receivers the ball, they got some talent.
They have some talent, but then they got some.
When Peyton Manning left, boy, that whole team just.
It's the mindset just left. Mm-hmm. So they got the talent, but the mindset is not there.
Yeah.
So you got some issues there, and then. Speaking of people that's getting ready to get messed over, the Giants have 25 free agents.
That's a lot.
25 free agents.
Whoa.
They can't think about going out.
The makeup of their team might be drastically different.
Mm-hmm. And don't they have what do they have, the number 3 or number 5 pick?
I think it's the number 3 pick.
Okay. And you know who's coming up? That boy Saquon
Barkley
Barkley
from Penn State.
Yep. I sure hope Cleveland picks him up.
Cleveland
Yes.
has the pick before then.
Cleveland got the number 1 pick.
Yep.
And Cleveland could do good getting a running back and a quarterback with the number 4 pick.
I think that's all it really needs, a solid quarterback and a solid running back. Not to say that Isaiah Powell is not solid, but he's
Saquon Barkley.
He's even better than
Yeah, but so what would you do? Would you pick a quarterback first? Would you pick a running back first?
Last year we went with the quarterback and not DeShone Kizer, and we seen where that went.
Yeah, Kaiser.
They still need quarterback play.
And you got several quarterbacks up at that top.
But see, I don't want to go through the same episode I went last year and need a quarterback and thought I got a good one, Kaiser, and he turned out to be a huge bust.
Yeah, but you gonna be gunshot? Let's talk gunshot. Let's talk Greg Ellis or Randy Moss. Which one you want?
Is this a better quarterback class this year than it was last year? I think it is.
I think so too.
So you might want to take a chance at the quarterback.
Or do you wait and say Baker Mayfield? Or is he another man's out? You know they're not gonna pull that trigger.
I said, you got Josh Gordon back. You got to find a quarterback.
Get your quarterback.
That get him the ball.
Mm-hmm. And they got the boy from UCLA.
Who?
Who's that? Golly, Vern, something like that. I forget. You got 2 of them up there. I think the boy from UCLA and USC.
What position he play?
Quarterback. The quarterback. I'm saying the quarterback. You got 2 good quarterbacks that's projected going.
Oh, Rosen?
Yeah, Rosen.
Okay.
Yeah. You got 2 good quarterbacks that are projected to go in the top 10.
I think his name Josh Rosen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you're going to go quarterback, it's got to be someone better than DeShone Kizer. That's just hands down.
Well, they have. That's in the draft now.
Okay, I'm just saying.
That's
we drafted
in the draft
Kizer
now.
last year, and we
Mm-hmm.
see where that went. You're going to do the same thing this year. Hopefully, the quarterback you draft this year is a better brand than what you drafted last year.
Yeah, and if you have that, do you then go? Do you say I'm going to go? First of all, do you let Saquon get anywhere past?
So that's the hard part.
Do you let him get anywhere
I
past?
don't think Cleveland will draft a running back 1 overall. We haven't seen that in I don't know how
When was the
long.
last time we saw number 1? Adrian Peterson was number 1.
Yes, he was.
Who else was number 1? LaDainian Thompson wasn't he number 1 draft choice?
I have to look at that one.
Then you hadn't had me. I mean, shoot, if you want to go way back, Ricky Bell was number 1 and Dorsett was number 2. You know.
We haven't had a running back to go that deep since I think Zeke Elliott.
Number 4.
Years at number 4, and that's pretty high.
That's pretty high. Yeah.
So,
But is the running back position coming back?
yes, it is. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the running back position it got the arrow up while wide receiver position.
Got it down. Yeah. But there's so many wide receivers that's in this draft.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So I mean that's what you look at there. I'd like to see. I wouldn't want to see him come to the Giants. Saquon Barkley. I would not want to see him come to the Giants because that's going to be a headache.
That's going to be devastating.
That's going to be a headache. You know, everybody else, Washington still got, I mean, you got, who they pick, Alex Smith. Washington needs running back too.
Well, I thought they had Samaje Perine.
Oh, yeah, Samaje P. Ryan.
P. Ryan, I mean.
Yeah, P. Ryan, yeah.
I think he's pretty
Yeah,
good.
he's pretty good. Yeah, they might be all right.
They should give him a chance.
Yeah, I would. So this might be running back nation in the NFC East.
Yeah.
You got Zeke, Saquon,
P.
Samaje P. Ryan, and then whatever
Jay Ajayi,
yeah.
which I think is going to be the future back.
And then you got that, and then you look at the quarterbacks in this NFC. You got
Dak Prescott, Carson Wentz,
you got Carson Wentz,
Eli Manning,
you got Eli. Well, sure, okay. Then you got Alex Smith. Yeah. This might be this NFC East is shaping up, isn't it?
Yeah, 2 veterans and 2 up and coming stars.
Yeah.
Prescott and Wentz and Smith and Eli, and which Smith is 35, Eli is 37. So you got 2 old vets,
yeah.
two
young boys,
rookies.
yeah. It might shape up to be a good little draft. I'm looking forward to the draft coming up. We have the Texas Black Sports Hall of Fame.
Right.
It's coming up. Actually, the inductees will go in this Saturday.
Right.
They're gonna be inducted in. Some of the names off the top of my head. Deborah Rodman, which is Dennis Rodman's sister. Rita Cockrell, who's a volleyball player. She's actually a coach too.
Okay.
Then you have Alan Wilson, who's the coach for. I forget he was coach for. He also coached the Dallas Carter.
Okay.
Then you have Merton Hanks.
Okay.
Russell
Russell Maryland.
Russell Maryland, yeah, Russell Maryland. Then you have Lucius Williams. You have the cut doctor, Cassius Green, who's Muhammad Ali's cut doctor.
Okay.
He was Ali's cut doctor. He was actually George Foreman's cut doctor too.
Okay.
Then you have, I'm trying to think off the top of my head, Billy White Shoes Johnson.
Oh yeah, what a name.
I'm looking forward to meeting with him. Yeah, he actually did not introduce the end zone dance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he perfected the end zone dance with the little funky chicken. The end zone dance was actually introduced by I think I forget who it is, a receiver from Kansas City. He introduced the end zone dance. So you have, but that's Billy White Shoes Johnson. Then you have Aaron Glenn. Yeah, he played with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah, he brought over with. He's actually I think a defensive backs coach with the Saints now.
He played for the Texans too.
He played for the Texans. Yeah, he played for the Texans, the Cowboys. I want to say Atlanta also.
Okay.
And then you have a whole host of others that are. I don't have it off the top of my head. I'm remembering pretty good though. But that'll be a pretty fun event, and we watch them being inducted. And then we have coming up. I'm just going to give some things coming up now. Then we have coming up March the 24th. We'll be we'll be in Houston for Third Ward. They're doing a full host of. They'll have coaches, young players, older players, high schoolers that we're going to kind of do a little mentoring to down at Third Ward. So because they want to try to revitalize Third Ward, so we'll be down there. So that will be exciting. And then we have the draft coming up.
Yep.
NFL draft coming up the end of April, last week in April. So we've got a lot of things that are coming up on the horizon. That we're going to be real busy. And then the NFL Players Association will start their meetings. So their meetings will start off probably in May. So we'll start hitting those meetings up and everything. So the play is full for 411 Radio Network, 411 Sports Talk Radio. Sorry we got in late, but we're here. And next time you see us, it'll be Friday.
Okay.
When we bring in the players and do our one-on-ones with them, and then we'll broadcast live Friday. This Friday we'll start at 7:00.
Okay.
And then we'll go to 7 to 9, and then we'll come back Saturday. That's 11:00 to broadcast the induction ceremony.
Let's get with it.
All right, this has been 411 Sports Talk Radio on 411RadioNetwork.com. I am the bench warmer, just kind of keeping it warm. Thank you, Lewis.
Yes, sir. Anytime.
All right, so we will be out, and we will see you again next. Well, we'll see you again this
Friday.
This Friday. All right, we are out.
Let's roll.
We're gonna work it out. That was good impromptu, huh?
Yes, sir.
About 22 seconds.